Hello everyone and welcome back to Design Chef, the only graphic design series on YouTube. What's that? Speak up. Oh, you're stuck in creative block. Oh no, what can we possibly do to help you get out of creative block? Well, I think I have the solution for you. You're gonna love it. I wasn't happy with my hair, so now I'm wearing a hat. I'm Elliot, your head chef and host, leading you through this inspiring journey of graphic design, laughs, and community-driven support. You don't know how Design Chef works? Well, let me tell you. The way Design Chef works is very simple. I'm going to give everyone a challenge. We're then going to all take 60 minutes to complete that challenge in just 60 minutes. And then you can submit your design online using hashtag Design Chef so we can all see your work and praise it with lovely social media forms of engagement. At the end of every Design Chef, I'm going to feature a few of my favorite designs from the weeks prior to, give you a little bit of a exposure, I guess. Might not be too much exposure now, but maybe in the future it will be quite a bit of exposure. Every designer's favorite thing, exposure. It's time to reveal today's challenge. For the 8th episode of Design Chef, your challenge is... It's the first Figma challenge. On the release date of the last Design Chef, Adobe bought Figma for $20 billion. So my question to you is, what are they going to buy next? I want you to design a poster showcasing Adobe's new hypothetical product. This could be a brand new product that you're coming up with, or it's something that is like they've acquired an existing company. There's a twist. You must use Figma at least once during your process. Use it while it's still free. You have 60 minutes and submit it online using hashtag Design Chef when done. And that's today's challenge. What do you think? I reckon it's pretty awesome. I couldn't believe the news when I saw that Adobe bought Figma. It's like $20 billion is ridiculous. It's a ridiculous amount of money. A ridiculous acquisition. I'm not happy about it. Everyone who was there for the live version of Design Chef on Friday will know that we did this challenge on that Friday. I really liked this challenge and I want to see more submissions because they were really funny. That was the main thing. They're just so funny. Everyone's like very, very witty and smart. It was good. I loved them. Feel free to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Every subscription is one step closer to wearing a chef costume in every video. And then I won't have to wear about my hair because I'll be wearing a chef hat when I record these instead. Really appreciate all the support for Design Chef. I really enjoy making these videos. And I feel like I finally understand my purpose on this platform, to be the funny graphic design video man. And I can be that guy for you. Shut up, genuine Elliot. It's time to get started. So I'm going to put 60 minutes on the clock. That's right. It's time for episode 8, season 1 of Design Chef. All right, so the first thing I thought I'd show you is this design here, which is what I made on Friday. The idea behind this was that Adobe had bought me a coffee. I really like the composition of this one. It turned out really nicely, and I made that little bit of custom type here, a little coffee. That was made in Figma. So I know that I can do it for custom type, and we might do a little bit more type in this one, but I also want to see if we can do anything else in Figma. Now, I have no idea how to use Figma. I want to be very, very clear. All I know is that it's very good for collaboration. I used to do this thing on stream where in like the first 5 minutes of the stream before I was on camera or talking on the mic or anything like that, we would have a Figma file and we could all like add to it as we were waiting for the stream to start. So it was a lot of fun. It's a very good collaborative tool, but in terms of what it can offer me, I don't really know. So I want to figure something out with this one today. So we're going to see how we can go ahead with this. To all the Figma experts out there, I'm really sorry if I screw up anything. I'm not very good at Figma. And I think what I'm thinking for this product that Adobe has bought or something that they've acquired, I did the coffee in the last one, which is a bit more of like an absurd thing. It makes no sense that Adobe would personally buy me a coffee, especially when, having worked for them before, they won't even give me a free subscription to them. Apparently that's something they don't offer. So the product that I'm thinking that they should acquire is MS Paint. That's kind of my funny take, Adobe buying Microsoft Paint, like the classic program. Maybe KidPix. Where are my KidPix heads at? You guys remember this? This was where it was at. But I think we'll stick to Paint. I think that's the nice and kind of universal thing. But yeah, I'm thinking maybe if we had like either the logo, like we redid the logo in Figma, could be funny maybe, or did some more type like I was saying before. I'm just gonna have a play around with a few of the tools and kind of figure out what to do because I don't know. I'm not very good at Figma, okay? So we have the shape tool, which should be pretty easy to make some, basic stuff. I'm sure we would be able to make a logo using the shape. We of course have the pencil tool, which would be great for just, making some type really quickly. That could be a fun option. We have the pen tool, which they obviously stole from Adobe. That's definitely how that works. And like, I don't even know how to use the pen tool in Illustrator, so we'd be really clutching at straws here if I decided to have a crack at this again. Art gallery, run. What have I done? What is... What? I really like the widgets. There's a lot to take in Figma. Wish I gave it a chance before it was bought for $20 billion. Really into this photo booth widget. This is hilarious. Why doesn't Photoshop have this? Look at that. Fantastic. Look at this. You can just take photos of yourself. Like, that's me putting the finger up, giving the finger to Canva. I'm gonna try and make the logo with the pen tool. I think that'll be funny. So let me try and do that. Not too bad. Turned out pretty well. Don't slow down the time-lapse footage. That was rough, but you know, it worked out, I guess, in the end. It's a vector. Special mention to the few people who have commented things such as like, you know, it's really nice to see someone struggle with design as much as Elliot does, or just people finding it relatable with how bad I am at certain things. Thank you. Oh, look at this. I can just go around with this fill bucket as well. Oh, look at that. Well, maybe we just leave it at this and then we export this, eh? That looks good. Yeah, let's export this. Let's do it. Let's see where we go from here. And just like that, we have our little tool in Illustrator. How fun. Now, I have no idea what I want to do with this. I got no clue at all. But I think maybe like a vintage kind of style poster could be fun. Something like we did for episode 2 of Design Chef, if you remember that one, the design chair challenge. I think that kind of style is what I'm feeling like today. I've got a weird headache. I don't know if this hat is too tight or something like that, or I just haven't had enough water. Probably the latter. So I'm like struggling to think of too many like wild things, you know. I might just like try and like do a style that I'm comfortable with and kind of see where we go. There is one thing that cures every headache, and that is of course graphic design. Definitely cures headaches more than it causes them. So we're just gonna vibe it out. Let's image trace this. I don't necessarily need it to be true to the logo, the original logo colors, but I want it to be, you know, a little bit fun. So we're just gonna kind of like add in a little bit of color. And what a cute little logo we have. Isn't that such a sweet little thing? This is taking the life out of me for no reason. Oh no, I'm fading. I had a great night's sleep. I've added the delicious omelets for lunch. One of those days, I guess. Hey, should you be doing client work right now? Or are you procrastinating watching this video? Well, let me tell you this. That's fine. Give yourself a break every so often. It's very important. The point of the 60-minute time frame is so you like design non-stop, because I usually get distracted, but I can do 60 minutes. But I've done so many design chefs that I'm so used to the 60-minute time frame that I honestly need to start giving myself 20 minutes. The stuff that I can do in 20 minutes now is absurd. In fact, let me prove it to you. We're going to do so much stuff in this next 24 minutes. We're going to start by putting text on a path. I have created this little arc here, and then we're going to put some text on that arc. It's going to say, oh, good. I'm going to chuck it in like a Futura bold, maybe? Futura extra bold. Bump up the size. Reduce the tracking. How do you center these again? I watched a YouTube tutorial on this like the other day, because it's one of those things that I just keep forgetting. That's the way. That's how you do it. You center it and then you move the thing to the... Yeah. Awesome. That looks good right there. A little bit cartoonish, a little bit fun. Lovely. Then we can now do like something like Adobe, like in a big font, maybe something like Apple Garamond Light if we're going down that old vintage kind of poster track. There we go. Look at this. He's good at not thinking when he doesn't have time to think. Center that as well as this. That is centered, but it feels off center. I'm confused. Just bought, and we can kind of have that underneath with like a... Probably makes sense to keep the Futura. We can mix it up a bit. Noya Montreal, my favorite font. Full caps. Spread out the tracking as well, and we can shrink this down. Let's change this to Noya Montreal as well in bold. Doesn't look as cool, I don't think, but we can increase the stroke and get a little bit of depth going on, and it'll just have the same effect. I'd also like to shrink it down if possible. It kind of looks weird. There we go. That's nice. And then I want something to say Microsoft Paint, or just MS Paint actually might be easier to look at for the eye. And then maybe we can play around with the font for this and see if we can get anything cool. That's Gambato Sands look. Okay, not too bad. I think the just bought is putting me off now. I don't know how I feel about that. That's a good size. I like that filling in the top little bit of space there and then having just bought MS Paint down the bottom, or potentially putting just bought here and then like having our logo here and then MS Paint, you know? Let's get rid of the MS Paint for now, and then maybe we don't even need to say MS Paint. We do need to say MS Paint. I'm just resting my chin on the microphone. We could do a reverse arc maybe. Yeah, how about that? We do the same as the Oh Good. Yeah, put the Oh Good in there, and then we need to do that thing again, so make sure the text is centered. It is, and then we can just drag this all the way to there, right? And that should be nice and centered. It is, but you got to remember this part. That's right, that's what the YouTube guy said. You got to make sure that this is also there because it doesn't do it automatically. And I probably screwed it up on this one too. Let's have a look. I did see this thing here. That's got to be all the way down. And that's why this didn't look like it was centered. So we can center that now. And now the whole thing makes sense. Yes. And to think that they got away with buying Figma. Microsoft. Oh, that looks beautiful, doesn't it? That's their new logo. That should be their new logo. That's divine. That is absolutely fantastic. And how about that for a composition? That's looking okay. This is annoying me a little bit. I wouldn't mind if this was like nice and flush with the palette there, but it's okay. We can get it as close as possible and then kind of ignore it. So this is cool. Like, this is like a nice little modern take on a vintage style or something. I don't know. I'm crashing, but I must go on. This is looking nice. We could probably do a little bit of maybe extra text. What happens if we move all of this to like the side and then want to do some stuff on that side? We'll never know. I'm not going to try. I feel like there's something cool I can do with this. Like, it's nice and vertical, which is nice. Look, it's a poster within a poster kind of thing. Isn't that so? I'm reversing everything I've done. Let's just move it into Photoshop. We'll see where we get when we're in there. Big fan of how this is looking. I'm gonna play around with some random effects first thing. Maybe if we were to like blur it and stuff or like pixelate it, that could be funny.
I didn't say anything in this part, but basically I just added some blur and then added noise and then did a threshold. A very simple effect. Good job, Elliot.
Wow, what an awesome effect. It's now black and white and like a bit blurred. That's such a awesome effect that I definitely haven't done in every single one of these videos. New stuff. I want new stuff. I showed everyone a design that I did last week that never made the final video and everyone said it was so cool. So I need to give you new stuff. I need to experiment. That's what this is all about. Look at that. What did I just do? That's a mezzotint. Oh, that's so much cooler than adding noise. Why does no one talk about mezzotint? Maybe add some, put the one in the background on some motion blur or something. Big motion blur guy. Go wild on the motion blur filter. Add a bunch of noise onto the motion blur. And then like threshold it. Works better with more colorful photos, I think. Oh, that's beautiful. Look at that linear light. That's like an old cartoon drawing book. So I love how bright we've got. Look at that. Look at that detail, everyone. I need to like print this out or something, but I don't have a printer, so I can't do that. But I thought I'd just express that. That was something I was thinking about. You know what I want to do? I want to add some, like a lot of text to this. I really liked what I had with the coffee poster going with like the Forbes article thing. And I think it could be cool to, oh, yes, in like brush script for no reason. If we add like a stroke over all of this and we make it the same as the background color and then we make it really big or something. What kind of a strange effect will that have? Definitely a strange one. Definitely a strange one. But let's keep going. We don't have too much time left. 5 minutes. Okay. I'm just going to fill in these areas here just so we don't have any kind of weird text shining through. It looks a little bit neater. Maybe we keep that one there. Should probably get rid of that block. Yeah. Let's get rid of that block. I also want to get rid of all these big gaps too. I think it looks better if there was just one big block. Yeah. Sounds good. See what I mean? That's like it's using text as texture, you know? It's not, doesn't always have to be just legible stuff. We can use it as texture. In fact, we could flip it if we wanted to. We could just flip it and get it going the other way, but we're not going to flip it because I don't know. Okay, now let's just do a bunch of texture work. Let's merge the entire thing. We're going to grab the same two textures that I always use because why would we use anything else? The link is in the description of the video. One on multiply. We're going to go back in. Yellow ink. What the hell is this going to do? Oh, that looks very cool. That looks really, really cool. We can do something with that. Whoa. Oh, the navy's nice. Not today, but at another time. I like this. We're going to merge all of this again. Bump the levels up. Ooh, bump the exposure up, rather. That makes sense, right? Play around with the levels a little bit more. Maybe boost the grays or something. Is that a thing that can happen? I think we need to go back a few steps. 1 minute to go. This is nice. I like this. I just want the text to stay, I think. Oh, that's really cool as well. I really like the yellow text. After 60 minutes of designing, a long-winded roller coaster process, and a headache that has actually kind of gone away after a last-minute rush of adrenaline, I can finally present to you my submission for episode 8 of Design Chef, the first Figma challenge. Enjoy! Well, Elliot. What an interesting experience that was for me, the designer. I think I'm happy with the finished product. It changed a lot at the very last minute, and I think I went with the red because I like the Adobe kind of nod. I should have maybe done a cheeky thing and used the Figma colors in the design somehow. That could have been fun. It kind of ended up that way anyway, maybe. I can't actually remember what the design looks like. Only 2 minutes after designing it, but I think it turned out pretty okay. I liked the concept. I like what I did with the text in the background. The main thing, I don't know if the stroke was too thick on the palette, and by the time I realized it near the end, I think I didn't have time to change it. I wish I could have distressed it a bit more and stuff, but this is what happens when you spend half an hour learning Figma and then the rest of the half an hour just getting a headache. Too much screen time, I think. But I hope you enjoyed watching it anyway. I know a lot of you like watching me struggle, not in a weird way or a bad way, just in a way that it's relatable, I guess, because I think maybe some of the other design YouTubers like to be oh, this is tutorial time, blah, 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 we're perfect, blah, blah, kind of thing. Well, it's not a bad thing or anything. It's just you got to be really honest with yourself when you upload these videos. And I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to hide anything. If my design sucks, it's what's getting uploaded. The finished product is not what the video is about. It's about the journey, much like every design in life. Baby. So I hope you enjoyed it. But it was interesting. One of my... Yeah. I'll have to think on it for a little bit more. If you have made a design for today's Design Chef, then make sure you upload it using #DesignChefOnline. And speaking of the process of uploading to social media, I would like to give a quick shout out to a few of my favorite designs from last week's challenge, what was it called again? The Forgive Me Client Challenge. Now, there are some very, very cool submissions from all of you. And this week, I'm going to just say a little bit about each one because I realized that it's kind of weird how I just slapped them together and I, put the music up and I just it's like a slideshow. When I've got a lot to say about these. I think they're really cool. So it's a Monday when I'm filming this. So the recording, just so you know what's going on here, the recording will be happening on the Wednesday. I'm going to record myself. The next segment will be recorded on Wednesday because that's enough time since Friday to get your designs in. If it was Monday, that's too soon. I want to give you guys nearly a week. So Wednesday is when I will be selecting them in the future. Which is Tuesday for America. Wednesday is when that's to be selected. I'm not going to edit any of what I just said out. So let me show you a few of my favorite designs and let me tell you a little bit about them. Go ahead, Wednesday Elliot. Thank you, Monday Elliot. Let us begin. So the first one here is from leatherback.design on Instagram. Big fan of this one. The colors are absolutely on fire. This yellow and the blue and the cream are so nice. I love that shade of blue. That yellow is beautiful as well. Absolutely pops. The whole thing works together really well. And yeah, going with that 3-card style. Big fan. Some of the text placement as well. This, they're doing on the sides here. This is so awkward. It's so nice. I love it. And the big blocks of text. It's beautiful. Well done, Leatherback Design. I'm a very big fan. This next one was from Design by Alyssa, who has absolutely been killing these Design Chef challenges. Big fan of Alyssa's work. And this one is fantastic. We got a beautiful Ekman Psych from Ono Typeco up the top here. These little Apple tags for all of these images from my desktop, as we can see here. How cool. What a brilliant idea. Using these as part of the poster. I'm obsessed. The whole thing is perfectly composed. Another banger from Alyssa. Well done. And finally, we have this one from GraphX Design, which is GraphX Design's first post on Instagram. This little graphic here is so nice with this little color effect. I'm a big fan. Makes it look like it's like a newspaper almost, which is really cool, but it's at the same time an email. Love that idea. The yellow background making it absolutely pop. And of course, throwing it back on the client. It's your fault, baby, not mine. I got nothing to do with it. Big fan of that. You love to see it. Well done, GraphX Design. I'm a huge fan. Thank you to everyone who submitted. You're all legends. I love your work so much. It makes me so happy. Good night. If you'd like to watch all of Design Chef, there is a playlist that you can watch. You can see all the other last 7 if this was your first episode or you just want to catch up. And also make sure you tune into the live version of Design Chef every Friday at 11 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time or 9 p.m. Thursday Eastern Daylight Time. The live version is a lot of fun. It's my favorite thing to do on Twitch, and I think you'll really enjoy it. Maybe one day I'll stream it live on YouTube. I just don't like the UI of it all. What a designer thing to say. I don't stream on YouTube because I don't like the UI. But it's true. If you come to Twitch, you'll realize it's a big difference. I've also got a channel where I upload the recorded versions. All the links for those in the bio, in the description. I've got a print store, elliotisacoolguy.com. If you would like to buy some prints and put them up on your wall, I'm going to be adding some new prints very soon, so keep an eye out for that. And I also sell phone cases at Casetify. You can get some of my favorite designs as phone cases, which is really cool. Yay. Feel free to follow me on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and all that nonsense. But otherwise, it's farewell for now. Thank you so much for tuning in. Hope you had a good time designing, and I look forward to seeing you, chefies, on the next video next week. All right. Goodbye for now. See ya.